Hello, hello. It is good to see you back on Yoga with Paige. Today we have a flow specifically for office workers. I'm thinking desk workers, people who sit an extended period of time throughout the day. This is for you. We focus on really opening up through the chest, the hips, and mobilizing through the spine. All places that really tend to get tight as we compress and hunch over. So this practice would be great for in the morning before you head off to work to kind of open up those areas before we sit down in our sedentary. Or it would be great for after work, maybe a little tension release. You can shake off some of the stress from the day before you head into your evening routine. So many ways to utilize this practice. And whenever you're ready, we can get going because we don't need any props unless you would like to have blocks. We do flow through a little lunge and warrior flow. So let's get to it. We're actually going to begin on our backs today. So come down nice and easy onto the back, planting the feet together and just letting the knees knock together. Let the arms fall by the sides, palms up to the sky. And just press the lower back down into the mat. Feel the connection there. Beginning to notice your breath. Finding a few quiet moments to yourself here before we begin. Notice how you're doing thus far in the day, whether you're just waking or beginning to end it. Find one more full breath here. And then gently plant the left foot down by the hip. Take the right leg up and cross the ankle over the knee. Using one breath to just simply let the knee open to the side. Before raveling the hands underneath through the legs, wrapping them around the left thigh, pulling the legs in close to the chest. Flex the feet. And send your breath to the glutes. Soften in the shoulders. On this next exhale, pull the legs in a little bit closer. And then gently release, planting the right foot, crossing the left ankle over. One breath to gently open. Before reaching the legs close to the chest, invite them in. Maybe using the elbow to open the knee just a tad bit more. And then exhale to unravel the legs, keeping them up in the air. Finding some knee circles just to warm up the hips so we can find the fingers to the knees to help kind of guide yourself. Or you can just let them freely float around using connection to the core. Just finding what feels good. Beautiful. Finishing out your circles. And you can gently lift up and make your way into an easy seat. Here we go. Taking a moment to ground down through the sit bones. Connect to your mat, connect to the earth underneath it. Roll the shoulders back, sit up nice and tall, find length in the spine. And cross the arms over the chest, whichever way feels natural to you for this first one. Finding a little neck relief here. So tilt the head over to the right side. And as you have your arms crossed, just gently roll the neck, pointing the chin towards the chest. And then back up, only making a little half circle, not going the full way. Just opening through the left side here. Pulling the arms down, letting gravity pull your elbows down to help you extend the stretch in the neck. Gentle movements. And then return back to neutral spine. Uncross the arms. Then cross them in the way that feels unnatural to you, the way that feels weird. And take the head over to the left side. Gently opening the right side of the neck. Noticing any tension we may be carrying with us in the upper body. Any areas that we can target throughout this practice. And then gently raise the head back up. Release the hands. Take them behind the head. Interlace the fingers. Elbows come wide. Inhale. And exhale. Draw the elbows together as you tuck the chin. Still keeping a nice long spine, only tucking the head down, really feeling this stretch as it radiates from the base of the skull all the way down to the base of the spine. One more breath. And on your next inhale, lift up and release. Right fingertips reach for the mat, left arm shoots overhead. Big side body stretch, keeping the sit bones grounded. Don't let them lift off the mat. Find a little chest opener here, big breath. And then exhale, release. Come back through center to switch sides. Shoot that right arm overhead. And releasing from your side stretch. Gently come onto the knees, facing the front of the mat. Tabletop pose, spread wide through the fingers. Finding a few rounds of cat-cow at your own pace. Inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, round through the back. Press away from the mat. And there's always room to play. Get a little funky here with some rib rolls. Maybe you want to take more of a hip sway sort of a deal. Whatever your body is calling for. A few more breaths. Maybe you're finding some organic movement. Letting your creativity spark up. And we'll meet back in tabletop. Really ground down through the hands. Spread the fingers wide. Plant the tops of the feet. Draw the navel into the spine. Press away from the mat to lift the knees. Hovering cat. Hold here. Gazing right in between your hands. Building up some heat. 5. You got this. 4. Hold. 3. 2. One last breath. 1. And release the knees. Neutral spine. On your next inhale, peel the left arm up high. And then exhale, thread the needle, coming to lie on the left ear. Only taking about one breath here, just finding a gentle little twist. And then reach back up and tabletop. Inhale, right arm lifts. And exhale, thread the needle. One breath. And come back up. Finish it out. Tabletop. So ground through the right hand. Extend the right leg long. Reach the left arm in front. Keeping a nice long spine, balancing on the left shin, gripping through the right fingers. Find length here, still gazing right below the neck. Reaching out through the crown of the head. Exhale, plant the left hand, still keeping this right leg in the air. Cross it over the left leg and plant on the ball of the foot, sending the heel back, really opening up through the calf. Pressing away from the mat with the hands, really creating space for yourself. Maybe gazing back at the foot. And on your next exhale, return back, tabletop. The other side. Sweep the right arm along, and the left leg extends nice and long. Foot is flexed. Send energy out through the heel. Find one more big breath here. And then release the right hand, crossing the leg over. Beautiful calf stretch. Nice long line in the back of the leg. And return back, tabletop pose. Tuck the toes and come into your first downward facing dog. So take your time here. Start to walk the dog, bending one knee and then the other. Allowing your body to unfold as you send the heels down, the hips up, and reaching the crown of the head forward. Biceps are right by the ears. Find your static downward facing dog and hold here. Really try to send the heels down, just creating nice length. And on your next inhale, sweep the right leg up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee and stack the hips, opening to the side, flexing the foot. Maybe gazing under the shoulders. Utilizing your balance, the stabilizer muscles as we open through the hips. Exhale, square the hips, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, bring it in through the chest and plant it in between the hands. Fingertips find the mat, high runner's lunge. Reach the chest forward. So just tap into the lower body here. Maybe you're feeling the left psoas getting a nice big stretch. Lift the chest high, one more breath. And then exhale, lower that left knee, raising the chest up, untucking the foot, hands come forward. Nice low lunge. We can stay here, or we can reach the hands behind the lower back, interlacing the fingers to pull the hands down, opening through the chest, the fronts of the shoulders. You can always take a slight back bend here. Your gaze finds what feels good to you, wherever feels natural. And on your next out breath, release the hands wherever you are. Finding a quadricep stretch, kicking the left ankle up, trying to reach for the foot. We can place this right forearm on the knee, or maybe we reach back with both hands. Ooh, there's a lot of balance here today. Beautiful. Really pull that ankle into the hips as you still are nice and active here, really just working through the quadricep. So we can pull the hips back. And exhale, lovingly release that left foot. Raise up, tuck the toes, raise the left knee up into a nice high lunge. Arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, rain the fingertips down. Plant the hands by the foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Grounding down through the right leg now. Send the left up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee and stack the hips, flexing the foot. Using your breath to help you balance and stabilize. Exhale, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, bring it in through the chest, coming into our nice and high runner's lunge. Lift your heart up high. Take up space, don't be afraid. One more big breath here. And then slowly lower the right knee, reaching the chest up, palms flip and find the front of the room. Maybe you can feel some heat there, some energy. And if you would like, find your little back bend, interlace the hands, and use the hands to travel down the leg, helping you to open through the front body. Nice and easy, sinking down into the hips. And when you're ready to release, find your version of your quadricep stretch, whatever that may look like to you. It may look very different than mine. Whoa! As I almost totally topple over. It's a good check-in point. How is your balance doing today? Breathe. And exhale. Release the right foot. Sweep up into our nice high lunge. Reach the right heel back. And then rain the fingertips down. We can take an optional vinyasa here, or we can just meet in downward facing dog. Lowering my knees for this chaturanga. Big toes together, heels send down. Find a breath to reset here. And then sweep the right leg high, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, bring it in, plant it in between the hands. Nice high lunge, sweep the arms up. Inhale, exhale. Flip into a warrior two, turning the outer edge of the back foot. Palms face down. Sink down into the hips. Gaze over your right fingers. Inhale, flip the palm, reach forward and overhead. A big reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill around and find your version of an extended side angle. We can always reach the elbow up to the knee if we need to. Connect to the core, raise back up, warrior two. Pivot on the ball of that back foot, nice high lunge. And rain the fingertips down. Downward facing dog, or take an optional vinyasa. Left leg sweeps high. Knee comes in through the chest. High lunge, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Sink into the hips. Squeezing through the glutes. Reverse warrior, reach forward and back. Let the right hand travel down the leg. And exhale, windmill around, extended side angle. Nice big long line from fingertips to the back of your foot. Exhale, lift up, warrior two. And inhale, nice high lunge up on the back ball of the foot. Rain the fingertips down to frame this left foot, but this time, plant the back foot and turn to the long edge of the mat. Coming into a wide-legged forward fold, ground down through both edges of the feet here. If you can, lift the arms, shoulder height, connecting to the core. Have a little micro bend in the knees, gazing in front of the chest. And on your next exhale, slowly take the chest towards the mat, releasing the hands when you need to or want to. Finding any sort of play here that feels good. Maybe bending one knee and then the other. Staying in our wide-legged fold, allowing the chest to come forward. Maybe reaching for one ankle. Give yourself some time to explore movement in your body. See what it feels like. Maybe connect to your inner child and find some wonder. I wonder what this does. About 2 more breaths. And then wherever you are, raise the chest. Heel toe, the feet under the hips, coming into a little squat. So we can come into a traditional malasana here, the yogi squat, or maybe you want to come up onto the balls of the feet and really test your balance. You can keep the fingertips on the mat. Maybe we find stability enough to lift them up and let them float to the knees, squeezing through the glutes, opening through the groins. Connect to your power. A few more breaths. You got this. And whenever you're ready to release, we meet in a nice child pose. Plant the fingertips, drop the knees. Scoot back to the edge of the mat, toes together. And I recommend a wide child pose here. Really let those hips open. Let it all go, melt the heart down, reach the fingertips forward. Find a little bit of rest for yourself here. Allow yourself a little bit of surrender. Let the muscles of the shoulders relax. Anchor yourself back in with your breath. With this next exhale, release the breath, release the body. And then inhale, lift the chest. Slowly come up onto the hands, bringing the knees together and coming onto the belly, extending the legs and coming into a nice Sphinx pose. Elbows are under the shoulders, palms are down, pressing through the mat to lift the chest. Still active in the legs. Maybe close the eyes and picture your collarbones widening as your heart expands. And on this next exhale, take the forehead close to the mat. Release the hands, take them by the sides, palms still facing down towards the mat. Gazing in front of you, very active in the lower back, finding some strength. Pull the shoulders back, arms are as close to the sides as you can be. Hold here. Staying in this active cobra, or maybe we want to sweep the arms behind and come into a little snake pose, interlace the fingers, and use the arms to pull the chest up a little bit higher. Really grounding down through the tops of the feet. Finding where you can breathe easy. One more breath. And exhale to release. Extending this left arm in front of you and reaching with the right hand back for the ankle. Letting yourself lie down, pulling the ankle in towards the hips for a little half bow. Releasing the right foot and switching sides, extending the right arm, reaching back for the left. Beginning a mild little cool down. Releasing the left leg and sending the legs close to the edges of the mat. Bend the knees, flex the feet, and just let the legs kind of drop from side to side. They might not move too far, these little prone windshield wipers. Maybe you want to make some circles with the legs. Just finding some more mobility for your day. And then extend both legs. Roll onto your left side. Make a little nice pillow for yourself here. You can bend this left leg if you need more support. Bend the left knee and reach the right up. So we're getting a nice little, you can make this actually what you want. I was going to say hamstring stretch, but pulling the leg in closer to the chest. Maybe you want to bend the knee, kind of work through the groins. Just one breath here. And then exhale to release and gently roll onto your right leg. Whoop. Finding one last little stretch before we roll onto our back. Release. And gently make your way fully onto the back. Cross this right leg over the left, trying to stack knees and reach for the ankles for a reclined cow face pose. And if this is too intense or not accessible for you, we can always extend the bottom leg and just let the toes kind of reach for the mat and then pull the leg in that way, or just cradle the leg. So we always have options here. Find which one works for you and just take a few breaths. Carefully unraveling the legs, sending the knees together and letting them fall to the left side. Finding a gentle little twist, maybe gazing over your right shoulder. And then rolling back onto the back and wrapping the other side. Coming into your version of glute stretch. Enjoying these last few minutes together. coming back into the feeling body whenever the mind starts to wander. Letting the breath, the feeling of the stretch pull you back in to the here and the now. And then whenever you would like to release, and send the legs over to the right for your twist. Just letting the spine loosen as we massage our internal organs. And then rolling back onto the back. Extending the legs long, reaching the arms overhead, big full body stretch, squeeze everything. And then release into corpse pose, or if you would like another posture for your final resting pose, wherever you can relax. Letting the body melt, the muscles soften, especially the muscles in the forehead and the jaw. Maybe slightly open the mouth and let the tongue fall from the roof of the mouth. Noticing the ground as it lifts up to support you in this peaceful moment of rest and relaxation that you so deserve. Letting all thoughts and stressors float away. They are not welcome here. Enjoy the gentle sound and feeling of your breath as we find a moment of silence. We can gently begin moving the fingers, the toes, waking the body back up, opening the eyes, coming back into the room, and gently making your way into a seat where we can end this practice with one final big breath together. Let's seal it in. Reach the arms up overhead, big breath in, and exhale. Bring the hands to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. and effectively relieving some stress from the body, from the mind. It is an honor, as always, to meet you on the mat, and I look forward to the next time we practice together. Have a great rest of your day, your week. You busy, busy bee. I am so glad you took this time for yourself. Until we meet again next time.